Alrighty, hello artists. This is the first lesson for the name tag series. So what we're going to be doing is creating or learning about 1-point perspective. So we're going to learn it with these simplified boxes. So a square turns into a box when we use 1-point perspective. And then what we're going to do is learn how to use 1-point perspective to make 3D lettering. And then eventually you'll be creating your name in 3D letters and then transferring that to a name tag and putting those on your drawers. Okay, so let's get started. At the top of your paper, you'll notice these 3 steps, and that's the direction of lines. So on the first one, you're going to write to the vanishing point. So to the vanishing point, this is our vanishing point. The vanishing point is where the viewer's eye is. So it's where the viewer's eye is looking. So we're going to be drawing every corner to that vanishing point. The only other lines that we'll be using are horizontal, meaning side to side, and vertical, up and down. So horizontal and vertical. Okay, make sure you put your name and period here. All right, and let's get started. So first we're gonna create the horizontal line. Think horizontal, side to side, think horizon line. So that is also going to go through the middle of this X here because that's the viewer's eye point. So take your ruler and draw a line straight through that. Remember, rulers are located at the back of the room. There's 2 drawers labeled rulers. They're next to all those artist books in the back. There's also pencils in the middle of your table, so if you did not bring one today, you can find one there. So we're gonna label this the horizon line, and this right here, this X, that's your VP, your vanishing point. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with this box here. So every corner is going to get a line, or you're gonna create a line that goes to the vanishing point. However, if the line is going to cut through the box right away, then you don't need to draw it. Because this box, if this is our vanishing point, or this is our horizon line, that means this box is above our head and to the left. So we're gonna see the right side of that box and the bottom of the box, but we're not gonna see the top and left side. Okay, so I'm gonna start in this bottom left corner. And then bottom right corner. Top right corner. And now I have 3 lines going to the vanishing point, okay? Remember, if this video is going too quickly, you can pause it and work along with me. You can watch the whole thing and then do it on your own, or a little bit of both. So right now I just have lines that are going to the vanishing point. Okay, so now the only other thing you're doing is going parallel with the side that you are creating the 3D look on. So the first side we're going to create is the bottom of the box. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna line it up with the bottom line, okay? Then you are going to drag it out slightly, and it needs to be parallel, meaning this is matched up with this, and both sides are equidistant. So now all I'm gonna do is draw a line in between my 2 vanishing lines, okay? I'm gonna shade that so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so eventually I could erase my vanishing point lines. Okay, now I'm going to create the side of the box. So I'm lining it up with this side, and this is the trick. You're gonna drag it out until it hits the previous corner. So right here. And then I'm gonna draw a parallel line. So again, I dragged it out until it met this bottom line here. Okay, and let's shade that like a medium value. So we're saying the light is hitting the front. Okay, so there's my box there. And then eventually you could erase these lines, but why don't you keep them just for reference for the future? All right, then this box is straight up above our eye line. So straight up above our head. So we're not gonna see the top, either the side, or either of the sides. We're only gonna see the bottom of the box. So that means I only need to draw the bottom corners. Okay, and again, we're going to create the depth of the bottom. And you can make the box really deep, or you can make it pretty thin, like a cereal box, kind of up to you. I'm gonna make this one thin. So I'm lining it up with the bottom line, dragging it out, and drawing a line in between those two vanishing lines. I'll shade that so you can see the bottom. And I'm shading rather quickly, but you can take your time. Again, make sure to pause the video if I'm going too fast. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to draw vanishing lines from bottom right, bottom left, top left. I do not need to draw it on the top right because it cuts through the square. So because the box is opaque, meaning I can't see through it, I'm not gonna see that back corner. Okay, lining up parallel with the bottom. Drawing a line in between those two vanishing lines. And it looks like it's a bit off. So I'm gonna fix that. Let's see. Drag it out parallel. Oh, no, that's good. Okay. Line it up with the left side. Drag it out till it meets that point of the first parallel line. All right, go ahead and shade those. I'm gonna move on. Let's start with this bottom left one. So now that it's below our eye line, we're gonna see more of the top. We're gonna see all the tops of the boxes, and then depending on where it's angled, we'll see some of the sides. So for this one, I'm not gonna draw the bottom left because it goes through the box. Okay, let's line up with the right side, drag it out, because the top is a little bit more confusing because it's gonna be really thin. So you're gonna wanna put it like kind of angle it up, but that's incorrect. You need to line it up parallel, drag it out, and it's gonna be a short distance dragged out because it's gonna meet that corner pretty much right away. So if I shade this in to show you, it's a really thin diamond shape or rhombus. Okay, and that's it. Same thing is gonna happen with this left side. gonna be really thin. So I'm going to the top of the boxes, top corners, vanishing line. And now this line, even though it's really close to the square, it's not going to cut through. So I do still need to draw that line. So bottom, left, it's really thin there. So let's do the same thing and start with the top. And I'm gonna make this one a bit deeper just so you can see. So line it up parallel, there it is. Now this is gonna be really thin on the side because it's super close to the eye line. So I line it up with the left side, drag it out, and it pretty much immediately hits that corner. So it's almost gonna look, when I shade it in, like just a thick line. There's not much of a shape there. Okay? Same thing's gonna happen with the top of this box because it's so close to our eye line. So, drawing lines, vanishing lines from the left, bottom, and top. Remember, everything's going to this vanishing line, or vanishing point. Okay, so I have my 3 lines. Drag it out parallel, draw a line, and then this is barely gonna be a surface area. So line it up parallel, drag it out, and it's gonna be such a thin area, almost like a toothpick up here. So let me shade that in for you so you can see. All right, and that's it for this side. Go ahead and pick where your light source is and shade one, keep one white, shade one really dark, and shade one medium. So white, dark, medium. All right, have fun. Bye, artists.